Hi, I'm Peggy Kelly of the Santa Paula Times, and this is Good Morning Santa Paula. And today is Thursday, October 14th. And this morning, our guest is Dan Singer, the city manager of Santa Paula. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
It's been a while since we've had you on here.
It has. Well, we've had a variety of other guests, and I've been shoved down the totem pole.
Oh, boy. Well, now I hear you're coming back up with a lot of big subjects today. I'm really excited about some of the things we chatted about briefly. So I see that we've got some pretty big projects coming up. Would you address that?
Yeah, it's an exciting time between things that were going to be happening anyway, and then some of the stimulus funding that we're going to be receiving. And government tends to move a little slowly. Mm-hmm. So some of these are things that have been in the works for quite some time, and others will still take some time, but looking forward to talking a little bit with you about that.
Mm-hmm. Great. I know a big project that a lot of people are looking forward to, and talk about it's coming and going because it's going to go for a couple of miles on between Peck and 10th is the new Harvard Boulevard redo.
Yeah, the public has been so patient or impatient, depending on who's calling on what day. The Peck Road corridor is such an important corridor for our community, and it's a big boulevard. It's two lanes both directions with the center lane, and in some cases some parking and bike lanes, and so it's a big street, and there's also sewer and water infrastructure under there. And it's taking us a while to really plan for the sewer and water work, which we need to do first because we never want to put new pavement down and then have to go tear it up. Mm-hmm. So we'll be going to the council next month with some proposals about how we would fund both phases of the project. First, the utility work, and then, of course, the pavement work. The council's already dedicated millions of dollars towards the pavement. And so we're going to hopefully get some further direction in November. And I think what we'll do is we'll see a phasing of this project with utility work happening as early as this winter, maybe not before the holidays, but sometime in early 2022. And then that work will last anywhere from 6 to 12 months or so before we're then able to come in and do the pavement work. So within the next year and a half, there's going to be a bit of disruption, but it's all for the good of the community and for the beautification of that corridor.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, because so you're going to be putting new sewer and water and all those other good things that are pretty old.
Quite old. In some cases, as much as 80 years old, in other cases over 50 years. And we want to build a street that's going to last for quite some time. So we'd rather do this underground work first.
Yes, and, absolutely. Now, and that's side to side, that's from curb to curb as far as the work goes.
Yes, that's correct. So it'll be brand new pavement once we're done with that second phase, but that's realistically, as much as 2 years out.
Yes.
Now.
Now, usually though, with the paving itself, since it'll already be torn up because of the sewer and water, that should actually go relatively quick, shouldn't it? I mean, they're not going to, like you said, they're not going to put it together again. So
that's correct. Once the utility work is done, that's kind of the slow and messy part, because the actual pavement part will happen fairly quickly. And usually they'll do one side of the boulevard in one direction so that they can keep traffic lanes open, limited lanes open on the other side of the street. And that can happen often just within a matter of days or weeks once they're doing the pavement.
Great, that's wonderful. What other big projects? That's probably amongst the biggest ones, but what other big projects do you have coming up?
Well, we're going to be breaking ground on a brand new regional sports park out at the Harvest. It's been a while in the making with lots of community input. And lots of opportunity to see enhanced recreation for our community. The grading is already underway, and we have a groundbreaking ceremony that's planned for mid-November.
Wonderful.
After which we'll be getting started, or really the Harvest will be getting started on the construction of that new park, probably about an 18-month window. So, it probably won't open in 2022, but in early 2023, we should be able to cut the ribbon and hit the ball and enjoy all the amenities that'll come with
Oh,
that
that's gonna be
project.
wonderful. Yeah, that's gonna be a wonderful project. I know the community's really looking forward to that. So
As it should, you know, it's going to almost double our total park space.
yes.
So this is not a small, you know, neighborhood park by any stretch. It'll have a number of amenities.
Mhm.
It will not have a swimming pool and aquatic center. I know there was a strong desire by the community to do
Sure.
that. It is true that the park is planned so that that could be a future phase. But the simple reality is that the cost of a swimming center is so high that we don't want to sacrifice everything else to get it. We
Right.
want to make
And
sure that we also have other things.
maintenance is very, very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah, so you need
Upkeep.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I understand. Are they gonna have any sort of a water feature perhaps?
That is considered, whether, you know, until we get the bids and see what the final price tag is. And also there'll be a big fundraising effort going on. We have this wonderful group of local citizen volunteers. They're called the Sports Park Foundation, and they're going to be out raising money and looking for big naming rights and donations to help us not only create an endowment for the park, but also to help contribute to some of the amenities there.
Yeah, well, it's a great committee from what I remember who the members are.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Well, that was-
I'm hoping it's a powerful committee.
it is.
I'm hoping that they're successful.
Yes, it's a very powerful committee. I'm already reaching for my wallet. They're so powerful.
Yeah, mine's
So-
already empty.
Oh, boy. And then we've got, and speaking of parks, we've got things going on at Teague and at Mill and
Yeah,
why don't you explain what's happening at our other parks?
we're going to be bringing in brand new restrooms at Teague Park.
Mhm.
It's been a sore subject for a while because what we have there is just really quite old. It feels a bit unsafe and dirty, and so eventually those restrooms will come out. We'll leave them open during construction because we're going to put the new ones closer to the parking lot, and so that they're facing the parking lot. So for security and accessibility, it'll be a much better design. And then once the new ones are open, then we'll rip out the old ones. So that project will get underway this winter and should be open by springtime when, you know, a lot of park use really ramps up. And then over at Mill Park, we were supposed to rehab those restrooms this year, but this last year's windstorm pushed a huge eucalyptus tree down on top of that historic building. That's the old mill building that sits in the back of the park. And so the rehab work of that park is going to happen in the next few months. And then after that, we'll go in and we'll rehab the interior of the restrooms.
Mhm.
So that should also probably happen by about springtime of next year.
Yeah, wasn't that the Boy Scout hut? Didn't they used to call that the?
That's
Boy
correct. Still is the Boy Scout hut. Boy Scouts haven't been able to use it now for about 7 or 8 months because of the tree that compromised the structure. But
Mhm.
that work will all happen, and so they'll get back in their facility once that work is done.
Great. Yeah, well, I'm excited to hear that. Now we've got, let's see. Oh, and we've got some funding coming our way too. As we're all aware, that's the American Rescue Plan or something.
That's
along
right.
those lines.
Yep. Yeah, fabulous. Just a real gift for Santa Paula to be able to have monies. It's one-time monies that we wouldn't always have access to. And the council's been very thoughtful about how those monies get used. In fact, they'll have some further conversations coming up about trying to distribute some of those monies to our nonprofits that have really helped us through COVID. Some of the funds have already been dispersed, and then some have been set aside for future programs, one of which is trying to get some utility bill relief to our water customers.
Mhm.
Many of them struggled to keep up with their water bill during COVID. And so we're a bit backlogged, and we may use some of those funds to develop a program to help people that need that. There's also the opportunity to do some business support, and we've been working with the chamber on outreach to our local businesses to help them get state and county money.
Mhm.
And as I said earlier, then working with our nonprofits, especially the food pantries, the homeless shelter, and those that are really serving our community in grassroots, meaningful ways. So yeah, we're trying to spread the money out as much as we can. We're also using it to just help get to some of the things that we haven't always been able to do, like some beautification in downtown and some equipment purchases and all sorts of good stuff like that.
Now, how did the cleanup day go? They had that wonderful Santa Paula beautification day.
Yeah, fabulous. So heartwarming to have our local residents come out, volunteer their time to really beautify this little place we call home, right?
Yes.
So all of the benches on Main Street were sanded down. The Carpenters Union, local Carpenters Union, came out and helped with that. And then volunteers stained the benches. They painted a number of poles, utility poles, and red curbs. They cleaned up parks, especially down here in Veterans Park and Main Street and our alleys and parking lots. And we had a group that was also painting the large fence around the skate park, which didn't get finished last time around. And unfortunately, the winds kicked up, and so they didn't finish this time around either. So we're gonna try and tap them for some more help in getting that project done. But
well, you know, we had a very cute photo of two little kids painting a pole on our front page of the paper. And, you know, it's such a learning experience for kids. It's so wonderful when the parents get the children involved and in giving and volunteering and taking pride in their community. What a great way to teach them to take pride in your community.
that is so true, Peggy. And, you know, I think sometimes people just need to know they actually have permission.
Yes.
You know, I got to chat with one of the high school students who came out and volunteered time, and this is like the third time she's done it. And she was saying now she walks like through the parks and she picks up trash because it pisses her off when she sees that people are littering what she had cleaned up.
She's got a sense of ownership.
Exactly.
Yeah. By being involved and taking care of her community. Like I said, it just, what a wonderful lesson. And it's a wonderful effort. I really am proud of everybody that's involved in it.
Yeah, it's too easy to just assume it's someone else's job.
Yes.
And it's such a nice message to send, especially to our youth, like you're saying, that it's our community, it's collectively our job. And if we care about it, there's a chance to all contribute to how it looks. So
well, that was a great event.
it's good stuff. We're excited for the holiday season coming up.
Halloween.
Lots going on. There is going to be a holiday parade right after Thanksgiving, that Saturday at the end of November. It'll be at night. So that's that'll be cool. We've got a number of events related to Halloween, especially the pumpkin patch that the Rotary Club puts on, and also then Halloween Friday night out at the community center for families. That's going to be kind of both an in-person but also a distanced kind of experience. So
inside and outside.
I believe so. Some stuff will be out of the trunks of cars and yeah, so it should be great for our families and our young ones to get out and experience Halloween.
And I think that's going to be on the October 29th, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. So it'll be the day before the actual holiday, right?
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'm really happy. I can't wait to see that too. Too many fun things to see in Santa Paula.
It's great. Ghost Walk is going on. And, now, that said, you'll remember this time last year when COVID was getting so much better, and then it all exploded on us and everything shut back down. And a lot of the reason for that was all of the gatherings that happen in people's homes where it's most likely to spread. So we're trying to hold these events and keep spirits high, and still do it in as protective as a manner as possible. So
absolutely, yeah, and it can, and we're proving it can be done, especially as more people are getting vaccinated. So
yes,
hopefully. So Dan, you're just a hotbed of information today. Anything else that we haven't discussed yet, or?
Oh, I'm sure there is, but that can also wait till next week.
Okay. Leave them with a teaser.
That's
Leave 'em
right.
with a teaser. Okay, well, thank you so much for stopping by today. We know you've got an appointment and we appreciate you taking the time to talk to the citizens as always.
It's
And
always a privilege.
yes, thank you. And if you'd like to see this, it'll be on cable channel 10. It also shows on kadytv.com. If you watch it on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. That helps us bring you more and more broadcasting like this. And once again, I want to thank Dan Singer, Santa Paula City Manager. And I'm Peggy Kelly, Santa Paula Times. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Be careful, get vaccinated. And other than that, you're good to go. Thanks a lot.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
y'all.